Okay, so all of you, today we will see file handling, which is your last unit, unit 5. Uh, After this unit, we will again revise whatever we have studied. Mm. If you have any doubt, you can take notes of your doubts and you can ask in the uh, preceding classes. Okay, so today we will see file handling. So actually in C, whenever you want to store anything on the secondary device, that is hard disk, we use file. Previously we have seen uh, we, we, we have defined some variables and structure classes, and we try to run it. So all those variables, classes, or databases, whatever we have used, they are stored in the RAM, that is primary memory, which is volatile. But if you want to store a permanent data, some record, right, so we need to use files, right. So a file is a stream of bytes stored on some secondary storage devices, right. So we store uh, in the secondary storage when you want to store anything permanently, right? So that is what file is. So what is the need for data files? So mainly whenever you are dealing with real time application, right, so you need to handle large amount of data, and we need to store those bulk of data into the hard disk for further reference, or if you want to manipulate some data, right, so it need to be stored permanently. For example, if you say some application of student information, I want to store some student information, so this record I want to store in the secondary memory. uh, Whenever you are using a project, or whenever you are trying to develop some project, you need to develop those data permanently into secondary storage. So that's why we require file. We cannot do it on the uh, uh, temporary memory. We cannot store, like if you are using structure, array, or class, the data which is stored when you declare, it uses the area in the RAM, which is volatile. So you are not able to store the data permanently. In order to store data permanently, we use files. The advanced version of this is, you can say, the database system, right? So DBMS. In DBMS also the basic part is file, but upon that you write some software which manages and secure those data, right? So so basic storage unit, you can say, is a file, right? So there is difference between array and file. So array are stored in RAM. Whenever you declare some array, it is stored in RAM. Whereas files are permanently stored onto the hard disk. Here array is stored temporarily. In files, data is stored permanently. Array have fixed size. File can have variable size. If there is free space, you can store more amount of huge amount of data. Array cannot be used to share data between programs, but file can be used to share data between the programs, right? You can write one program to store the data, another program you can write to manipulate those data, or read those data, or display the data. You can have so now what is input and output stream? Yeah. Basically, whenever you talk about a computer system, you see we are having a CPU, we are having memory space, right? So memory can be secondary or primary memory. In order to read or write some information, or to display some information on the console, or to read some information from the hard disk, and you require a channel. this channel is called as input stream and output stream, right? So C++ program, what it does is it's the program which can manipulate any sort of programs we use, whether it may be written in any sort of languages, right? So they need to handle this input and output stream, right? So when you write C out, right? So see what it does, it puts the data in the uh, it gets the data from the uh, output stream and display, right? So similarly, whenever uh, you want to interact with the database as well, sometimes you need to write data and sometimes you need to read the data from the hard disk, right? So whenever you want to read any data, you read it through the input stream, and whenever you want to write, you write it through the output stream, right? This stream can be defined as the flow of data, right, from disk to your interface, that is program, and from program to the disk, right? So two types of streams are there, output stream and input stream. The stream which controls the flow of data from program to file is called as output stream, right? From program you will write to the disk, that is called as output stream. From disk you want to read some data into program, it is called as input stream, right? So basically whenever uh, you want to read anything, you can use extraction operator, and uh, whenever you want to write to the disk, you will use insertion operator, right? So insertion operator means C out. With C out we have used insertion operation, and with C in we have used extraction operator. So whenever you want to uh, read the data from the stream, you need to use extraction operation, and whenever you want to write to the disk, you need to use insertion operation. These are the structure of classes. So base class is your iOS base class. Uh, we will see uh, the basic part you need to remember is whenever you want to use files, you can use the header files, either fstream of or uh, ifstream or ofstream, right? So fstream stands for uh, file stream, ifstream stands for input stream. Whenever you want to read anything, you will use ifstream, and whenever you want to write anything, you will use ofstream, right? So three classes we can use in the file handling, that is fstream, ifstream and ofstream. Whenever you are using constructor to open a file, you can use ifstream or ofstream. When you use open function, you need to use fstream, right? So, all of you got it, right? So three files are there: fstream, which is inserted from ifstream and ofstream. So whenever you want to read anything, you can use ifstream. Whenever you want to write anything, you can use ofstream. And if you want to use open function, then you may use fstream. This is some of the functions which are there for input and output. You can write down those functions, right? So ifstream class, in ifstream class, you are having open function, you are having a close function, then You have function like get, because it is reading. So you have get line, it will read a line, then read function, then seekg. Seekg is a function which will uh, move your cursor to a particular location, that is what called as seekg for reading. uh, and tail g will give the position of the cursor from which you can read. Right. So second type is OF stream. OF stream is again having open function. Then you are having function like put. Here it is get in IF stream, and in OF stream we are having put. Then we are having a write function. Write function, then seek p and tail p. So seek p will seek the pointer. Seek p will move the cursor to a specified location, and tail p will tell where the function is. Last is your f stream class. F stream class contains all the functions because it has been inherited from IF stream and OF stream. So you can use all of the functions here. Then types of data files. We are having two types of data files, that is text file and binary file. So what is the difference between this text file and binary file? In text file, information will be stored in the form of ASCII character. It will be generally written as a character, and the file is terminated with the character called end of line or end of file. In text file, some internal translation takes place while storing the data. Right. Uh, in text file, you will be having the ASCII characteristics. Right. ASCII characteristics means uh, you can store the data in the form of text itself. Right. It will not be converted into some integer or float. Right. So here you will be storing in the form of ASCII values, whereas in binary file, whatever data is there, we will first convert it into the binary format and then we will store it. Right. We can see here some difference between and have difference between text file and a binary file. So first thing is handling of new line character. Here in text file, we will convert carriage return, and line field is converted into a new line character /r and /f. What is this carriage return and line field means? Line field means go to the next line, and carriage return means go to the start of the line. Right. So whenever you write a /n, it does the same function, that is go to the next line and to the start of the line. Right. So that carriage return and form field is converted to new line character. right? In binary file, no such conversion is there. Now, if for portability, one can easily transfer text file from one computer to other. But in binary mode, it depends upon the binary format. So what is the word of that particular computer? If the word size matches, then only you will get the same output. Otherwise, the output will get changed. Here in the text file, if you are having certain values, digits, like, so for example, here the decimal number is given 42.9876. It is a float value. When you store it in a text file, each digit uh, along with the dot is considered as a character. So for each character, you will require 1 byte, because it is a ASCII format. So 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here you will require 7 bytes. Whereas if you store it in a binary format, you will require only 4 bytes, because it's a float value. Similarly, for readability, text files are readable by the user because it is English like character, whereas binary files are non-readable because it is converted into the ASCII format. Then storage, it occupies more space. If you are having more number of numerical values, right, it will occupy more storage space. If you are having more number of numerical values, then binary file will occupy less space. So accuracy, while reading writing of numbers, some conversion error may occur. Highly accurate for numbers because it store the exact internal representation of the value. Right? Now, if you want to open a file, there are two modes in which you can open a particular file. First one, using the constructor. We are having two constructor, that is OFStream and IFStream. These two constructors are there, right? So you can open, if you want to open a file for only a single purpose, that is for reading or writing, you can use the constructor. For example, here OFStream is given, fout is a file name, file object name, and abc.txt, it is a file which you want to open. So this file will be opened in the output stream, right? Similarly, next type of constructor function is ifstream, wherein again you can use ifstream class. fin is a file input file which you want to open it for the reading, and abc.txt is a name of the file which you want to open, right? uh, Next method of opening a file is using the open function. Generally, if you want to use the same object uh, to read a particular file and also to write a particular file, we generally use open, right? F open. So here the syntax is given: ifstream, the file is open, file object is created for opening in the input mode, right? Then you can close the file here, open, like this. You can use the open function. Then closing a file, if you open a file and if you don't close it, it will create stress on your memory. So whenever you want to you open a file, you need to close the file. file cannot be automatically closed when your program exists or the connection of the file get terminated, right? So we can use the functions as well. It is good practice to use a close function to close a particular file. Closing a file flushes the buffer, which means the data remaining in the buffer of input output stream, right? So whatever space occupied by that particular file in the RAM will get flushed off, and you will get means your performance of your system will get increased, right? Then there are modes of opening the file. If you don't want to specify, uh, if you don't want to use the constructor to open a file, you can use open function, and we can use the different modes which are there to open the particular file. So like here we are having ISO in, ISO colon in, scope resolution operator in, right? So scope resolution operator. ISO is a base class, we have already seen it. So ISO scope resolution operator in, it means open a file in a read mode, right? And the cursor will go to the beginning of the file. So it will start reading from the first character of the file, right? Similarly, ISO OUT, this mode opens a file in a writing mode. Means if you want to write into the file, you will use ISO OUT, right? But whenever you open a file in a writing mode, the previous content of the file get erased, right? So whole content will get erased and the cursor will be placed at the starting of the file. Similarly, same next type of opening mode is ISO APP. This APP mode is used is called as append mode. Right? When you use this mode, it will open a file in a append mode, and cursor will move to the end of the file. Previous content will remain as it is, and your cursor will go to the end of the file, and you can write new content into the file, or rather you can append new content into the file. Next type is ISO ATE. This mode opens a file for both reading and writing. File pointer is at the end of the file when file is opened in this mode, but can be moved to any location in the file using the file pointer method, right? So if you open a particular file in this mode, you can read as well as write into the file, right? So ISO ATE. Last type is ISO binary. If you use this mode to open a file, the file will be opened in the binary mode, right? And you can combine one or more, you can combine two or more modes by using the binary operator OR. You can use the binary operator OR to combine more than two file modes, right? Okay, so we will stop here today. Anybody has any questions, you can ask.